Alright, it is 10:22 a.m. on Wednesday, August 1st, 2018. Alright, let's look at the articles today. Alphabet test, a new use for self-driving cars to get you to the bus stop. Apparently, I came across this article today about self-driving cars being activated in Arizona. I'm not sure if it's just self-driving cars for a little bit of a test, but apparently they mapped an area and they tested on that road multiple times the cars, and they I guess they worked out some kinks, and they decided to allow self-driving cars on a certain amount of road. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Let me look up to see any more information about it. So I came to this article. It says Alphabet-owned Waymo is piloting a new use for its self-driving cars, dropping people off at the bus station. The company just announced a new partnership with the Valley Metro Transportation Center in Phoenix to shuttle passengers to and from the station. The idea is to provide first and last mile transportation instead of longer trips. The move addresses a fear that ride-hailing services hurt public transportation systems overall. In 2017, public transit ridership dropped in 31 of 35 major U.S. metropolitan areas, and new research shows that ride-hailing services compete with those systems instead of with private cars. Waymo has been testing self-driving cars with 400 early riders in Phoenix for the last year. Yeah, so it's Phoenix, and they're test riding around self-driving cars, which could be a totally cool future where people that won't need cars anymore, or that cars might be just like a futuristic thing where to actually own a car or buy a car, will be like a commodity or some cool, you know, super rich people thing. But yeah, that's an interesting article. Alright, China will soon be able to destroy every satellite in space. Interesting picture. And the U.S. military should be worried. To be fair, the technologies for anti-satellite and ballistic missile defense systems are very similar indeed. China has used the SC-19 missile for some of its past ballistic missile defense tests, as well as its direct ascent anti-satellite test. Regardless of the precise missile employed, ballistic missile intercepts and anti-satellite missiles both use hit-to-kill technologies to accomplish their missions. China will soon be able to destroy every satellite in space, a senior U.S. military official has said. Wow, that's really dark stuff. Yeah, just thinking of any country militarizing their space technology and just possibility of killing all satellites or anything in space is kind of scary. Yeah, that's why I like the idea of the treaty they have where it's a peaceful zone. Nobody's arming anything, but hopefully this doesn't happen because we kind of need our satellites. And that also comes into play with the new space force. Like, what is the space force gonna actually entail? Is there actually gonna be, battles in space in the future? We have enough with battles on Earth. It's gonna be scary just thinking the possibility of anything coming down and raining down and destroying anyone. It's just a dark thought. So next article. I was interested in what was the biggest earthquake, uh, and I hadn't, found out the information on it, so I googled it. The world's largest earthquake with an instrumentally documented magnitude occurred on May 22nd, 1960, near Valdivia in southeastern Chile. It was assigned a magnitude of a 9.5 by the United States Geological Survey. It is referred to as the Great Chilean Earthquake and the 1960 Valdivia earthquake. That is a large magnitude, a 9.5 earthquake. If one of the earthquakes that happened in Japan that caused a giant tsunami in 2011 could actually tilt the angle of the Earth a little bit, um, a 9.5 would have really, you know, could have done a lot more. And it's just a scary thought of a 9.5 earthquake. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. But the reason why I looked it up was because I was thinking of what's the biggest earthquake, and also another thought: could it possibly happen another large earthquake now that the planets are on one side of the sun? Don't know about that, but alright. Next, a massive sinkhole has opened in Chile, just 12 meters from a public road, in Chiloé, Chile. Chile alert for dangerous sinkhole in Chiloé. Why these unexpected and creepy holes occur. July 31st, 2018. The Socovan sinkhole threatens to cut the rural road in Chile. Concern and fear exist among the inhabitants of Chile because of the huge cavern located in the rural area of La Compuertas between the commutes of Castro and Deluche, which is being monitored by the authorities to prevent their eventual collapse. The geographic fault is 12 meters away from a public road. Yeah, these sinkholes are getting big, and that's kind of scary, how big that sinkhole is. Hopefully they decrease, but with all this rain, who knows. Alright, severe thunderstorms with damaging winds, hail, tornadoes possible in the northeast today. Yeah, this is from the Weather Channel. At a glance, severe thunderstorms will flare up in parts of the northeast today. Damaging winds, hail, an isolated tornado, and flash flooding are possible. Severe thunderstorm posing threats of damaging winds, hail, and isolated tornadoes are possible in parts of the northeast and mid-Atlantic states today. The setup for today's storms involves a moist air mass and strong jet stream winds in place across the region. A cold front will slide out to the Ohio Valley and Appalachians and begin to slice into the warm, humid air mass in the northeast. Alright, do you see here this little map? The storm's going northeast, and it being narrowed down into this area of New York, Massachusetts, Virginia, just the East Coast narrow path, I guess you could say. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope you guys stay safe. Hope no space missiles hit any satellites. And I hope that the self-driving cars work correctly. Alright, stay safe, guys.